Hello, dear colleagues. Can you hear me? Hello, glad to see you all here. Thank you for joining. Today we start another meeting of our experience exchange program, and we will discuss implementation of online competition model on the example of information and communication technology sector, on the example of the skills web technologies and mobile application technology. So I should remind you some rules to make our communication more effective and more comfortable for everyone. Please mute yourself if you are not speaking and if you are not asking questions. But if you want to ask a question, please raise your hand and we will give you the floor, or use the chat to leave there your comments and questions. I should remind that we have YouTube channel, and all the recordings of the previous meetings are saved there. If you want to rewatch, if you have missed a meeting, or if you want to share, you can use the link that is on this slide. And this exact meeting is will be placed on YouTube channel either. So today we have. Sorry. Somebody is unmuted, I suppose. Please mute your microphones. So let us look through the program and see what we will have today. We will have a workshop on the implementation of online competition model on the example of two skills, as I already said. And we have here with us two international experts, Mr. Iliya Belyakov and Mr. Emil Sabitov. They will tell you how to organize a competition in online format and how they managed to do this. And then we will have try a skill as on the previous meetings, because we had a lot of requests to show how it can be organized in online format. So I offer to start. And our first speaker is Mr. Iliya Belyakov. Iliya, are you here? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you. You can start.
Great. Thank you very much for that. I can take your attention and I can show you our skills, our competition, how it works now. And I hope you will find many interesting information about how you can organize competition in a destination mode. First of all, I want to share my desktop. Yeah, I can. Okay, and show you small presentation. And I think you know that WorkSkills Russia have the big experience for organizing competition with different in different situation and for different target audience, like young people who educate in high school and middle school, and for young workers and juniors and so on. And of course, inside we have a special exam, demonstrate exam. I think you already discussed that term on some meeting before, but because we have so big experience, we try to grow more and find new solution to work together and organize competition in our situation. So what we have a organization model offline and online, and after analyzing that processes, we decided that we can choose only one thing. It's a workshop, and this is a very important part because everything moved from client workstation to the internet to the server workshop, and we can find new object in that sham. It's a server workshop, client workshop, and of course internet access. And if we will try organize process without any additional software and equipment, we will find that situation as in slide you can see. It's a test project competitor execution, and he can receive some test project by some public clouds like Google Docs, for example. He can execute some tasks, but in that time we can't control everything inside his work, and that's mean he can use a helper or teacher, or he can access to the internet. So we can't say that result will be honestly, and all of the competitor can work in same situation. That's why we decided to develop a special system, special platform to organize work competitors together with.
Yeah, sorry. Who is the moderator? Please close another microphone because we can't understand anything.
What do you think we can understand?
Please close another microphone. Who is the moderator? Because I can't understand nothing.
I
Okay.
suppose there is some noise from the side of Ilya.
Another noise. Yeah.
You heard some background voice.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, voices.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Give me 5 seconds.
Okay, thank you very much.
I need to ask someone. Mm. Yes, it will be very hard to do that.
Можно микрофон рукой прикрыть, если что, чуть-чуть.
You heard me?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a problem of open space workspace, because now it's better.
Yeah.
Oh, great! Because we work together in a special center for organizing, and another skills works there behind of our wall, very thin wall, and that means you can hear there. Now it's better, or I need to say
better,
something.
thank you. It's work in process, but now it's better. Thank you.
Great. Yeah. So we have we develop a special platform, a special program application for organizing process for internet, for online competition, and shame you can see on the slide where in the center we have a virtual machines per each competitors, and that competitor can connect to that machine by remote desktop protocol, Microsoft remote desktop protocol, but with special control system and the process when he can do nothing on his workstation, only connect to the server, to the special virtual machine, and do there everything with a test project. That means we can give for each competitor same equipment, software, and guarantee that everyone will be in the same situation. And of course, we can control internet too, because in a server, of course. And in workstation, he can change a window and can open his desktop or something on his workstation. In that, and of course, we use a special additional equipment like a web camera. Each competitor need to have that, and we can see desktop of competitors, what he do there, and we can see a competitor how he what he do with his laptop or desktop computer. And that data we can record on the server and save for the next assessing process. Yeah, that means we can control, we can block, we can save, we can record everything and more we can do with that special platform. We already tested that platform with demonstrative exams in Russia. And it was, you can see a little statistics. I get a statistic from at June, if I remember well. Yeah, okay. So we're already using that platform for demonstrative exam, for selection competition, for national competition, and now we use that for our national competition and Eurasia skills competition too. And this is this example of load. Yes, how many competitors work together in one day in June, each days. June was a month when we have many students exams. But of course, for our competition, for our skill, we need to change some test project too, and work skill standard specification, because we can use some powerful software like Photoshop, Illustrator, but it's mean we need to prepare too much operating memory, and that's why we decided to change a little bit test project to remove that software from our infrastructure list. But it's possible, and I think for many skills, you and we can do that. And for big competition, we use Moodle too. On Russian competition, for each competitors and each experts registered in that system and can communicate and with skills team for approving some documents and share some special documents like a test project. And now we try to test two type of demonstrative exam organization. First of all, it's our national competition when we have external assessor for everyone. So that means we don't have a compatriot in our national competition. And in parallel, we organizing Eurasia skills where we have compatriot experts with international experts, and they will work together to assess test project. In the final, we will compare results, how it was, what it will be better or not in distance mode. We will see maybe after 2 or 3 days until our competition. Yes, and we will use automatic assessment too. And for us, it's possible to do with special type of our models inside test project, like a REST model and form interfaces. And now we try to do that with layout for our design model too. So I think I hope more than 50% will be assessed automatically with special software. Yeah, this is very fast explain scheme and organization process in our competition. And I want to show a little bit more from practice how it's look. And yeah, you can see. Can you see a video? And
Yeah.
okay. So there is a web camera on the left, and the right is screen sharing of competitors, and we can see what happened in their workplace inside their computer and outside with computer and their work. And of course, we can use a little bit more details. We can open that video stream in better resolution and understand what happens there. Can competitor use something cheats or what where he stuck, or maybe he do something wrong, I don't know. And we can understand what happened in competition now. And of course, this is a video recorded to the server, and we can see everything after competition or after when competitors finished working. And this is only Eurasia Skills competitor was, and I will try to show you a competitor from Russian national competition, but there is more than 25 competitors. I hope everything will work well, because it's a little bit more powerful than maybe my laptop. Yes, and Konstantin can help me to show how it look our workplace inside our center of competition control. Yeah, the same guys, and there's our competitor from Russian national competition, and you can see the webcams and their desktop, how they work. Of course, they have a special web server inside virtual server, virtual desktop, and they will work with special hosting inside the virtual place, and they will save their everything what they do now. Yeah, and I think it will be better now to open a Konstantin webcam. Can you please? I need to close sharing the my desktop. Yeah. Yeah, please find a Konstantin in a list of user. and he will show you. Where is he? Yeah, where is what? Can you see him? You finished?
Yeah, we can see.
Oh, show again, please. Yeah, this look like, I think almost all skills look like that workplace organization where we can control what happened in the competition area, virtual competition area, with, as you can see, the chat with competitors from virtual machines and their desktop, what they doing. And of course we have, and for national competition, we have additional video control system to see how and where we can see their workplace and how it's organized with in the room. Maybe you are now know. Maybe you already know that that we have special restriction for our competitors because they need to stay in one room without without anybody, and they need to configure connection to the video server to save everything what happened inside that room. And yes, of course, with video, we're recording voice inside that room, both twice by our webcams and by centralized web cameras. So that's all. If you have a question, I can answer. We have 8 minutes for that.
Thank you very much, Iliya, for sharing your experience and for your great contribution in developing online format of your skill and for showing us all this internal information. Dear colleagues, any questions to Iliya? If you have any questions, you can unmute your microphones and ask, or you can share them in the chat.
You can ask me, you can send me some question if you want later by email or WhatsApp number. I wrote it in the chat.
There is a question in the chat. Was the platform developed internally?
I'm not sure what's mean internally it was developed. It was prepared with our programmers, and it's no matter where it exists because it can be everywhere. You can copy server and use for everything everywhere. So it's not connected. It's not connected to some special hardware. It's only virtual elements.
And I want to add that it was a centralized solution for all the skills. So all the skills use this platform for the...
Not yet. It's our goal to try to give that opportunity for all skills, but of course only IT programming and maybe some IT skills, where they need to create some product, software product or digital product for assessing, because they can do, if they can do everything on the computer and save there. So our platform can prepare equipment and guarantee that nothing will be copied or inside that virtual platform, that virtual room or capsule. It can be named many times, many variants. Yeah.
Thank you. And we have one more question. Was this platform already being planned before the pandemic situation?
No, it was 1 year before when we tried to scale our skill to all countries, and because we understand that in next years we need to more special control process software for our demonstrate exams. Because we have demonstrate exams inside our country, we needed to control everything that.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, any more questions to our expert?
Yes, and of course it's not perfect. I understand that we found already some logical problem with, for example, communicating with competitors, because when we put competitors inside a closed virtual capsule, we need to communicate with them, and we need to and we don't know how to do that. Of course, we solve that in competition, but it can be better, of course.
And we have one more question. Can competitors connect to internet during the competition?
No, by our rules and our skills, web development, they can connect to internet. So they can copy nothing from there and they can see nothing from there.
Thank you very much, Iliya. And if there are no more questions yet, you can, we have, can competitors? It's just an answer. Thank you. Dear colleagues, if you have any more questions, you can ask, or if you have them later, you can leave them in the chat and we will forward them to Iliya and he will answer. Thank you, Iliya, for your time. We know that you are very busy on the venue now. So thank you for finding this time and for joining us.
Thank you for your attention.
Suppose we can go to our second speaker, Emil Sabitov. Emil, are you here with us? Are you ready?
Yep. Hey.
Thank you. We can start.
Just a second. Can you tell me it's everything okay with my voice, with my microphone?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Great.
There's some noise,
So,
but we can hear.
Oh, I hope that it will be okay. Let me try to change. And for now, can you hear me? It's better or no?
I suppose it's better.
Better? Okay. Thank you very much. So I want to share my screen before with a slide, with a few slides, and I will start. Can you see my slides for now?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, hello everybody again. I think some of you was in skill camp or in other competitions where our skill mobile application development was. So I'm Emil Sabitov. I'm like a skill developer of mobile application development in Russia. And for example, for now, we're trying to make, and we made it, we made that our skill is officially official skill in Shanghai 2021 in the next year. So you're welcome all to participating in this skill. And I want to share our vision, our experience in creating our remote competitions, like in the web technologies, like told for your Iliya. And in our skill, we have additional problems with it. Before, I want to say that our competitors, the task of our competitors is create mobile applications, of course. So they can choose a platform like iOS or Android for create application, and they can use smart watches and smart TV for make additional type of application. And because we use Apple platform, because we're developing applications for Apple platforms, we have to use Macs, Apple computers, of course, because if you know, you can't make officially application for Apple computers if you don't have a Mac, because you need to make some certificates and signing these applications, and just after that you can run it or upload to App Store or another places. And because of that, our competition little bit expensive, because as you know, Apple iMacs or Apple Mac Mini or MacBooks are a little bit more expensive than simple PCs. But it was a problem first year in Russia, because not many colleges have money for buying everything for our competition. But for today, I think it's not a problem, and because we try to make our skill remote, online, and we solve some problems with it, and I will tell about them a little bit later. And of course, because our skill started from 2017 in digital skills in Russia, we have a big team in Russian team, so that helps me and to creating this skill in Russia and trying to make the skill international, of course. And there are many specialists, not only from education, there are people from business, there are developers. So we have a many experience in a real development. I think it's very important for creating skill. And for example, for me, I'm not from education, from colleges. I'm from business side. I'm CEO of companies that develop mobile applications, web applications, and etc. So we are programmers. And because of that, we're trying to make like a true skill, a true programming skill in Russia about mobile application development. And for example, for today in Russia, we have a national competition with the mobile application development, and there are 25 teams for now trying to complete the tasks, and we have 4 countries in our national competition for now. It's Iran, Colombia, Ecuador, and Russia, of course, because it's Russian competition. And I want to tell you more about our remote format because it's interesting. So, for example, for today, we have 24 competitors from Russia and 3 competitors from another countries. And we have to make platform that helps to make our competition online, objective, clear, and etc. The main difference between normal formats, like an offline format, that we can't be near competitors. We can't control them with the eyes, we can hear them. So we need to add additional cameras that controlling them and record everything that they do. And of course, we need to control what competitors do with their computers. Like we're trying to record screen with the OBS Studio, and then we're, of course, checking them, because we don't want that competitors use prohibited libraries or trying to connect to some prohibited resources, or like go to Stack Overflow or another internet resources. So every minute, our control center getting many gigabytes of data with a video from a video site, and it's a little bit problem because not every internet provider can give you the power of the speed of internet connection that can allow you to be online on this competition, to control online this competition. But of course, we solved this problem because it's national competition. It's very big for us, and of course, we have a sponsor that helps us to make this all. And it was a real challenge for us because I will show you one video before. You can see a video from our control center. It's like just a banners, and here you can see like a farm of computers. No, it's not a mining farm. We're not mining. These computers use like remote computers for competitors. So as you see, we don't use virtual machines because for Apple operating system for macOS, it's a problem. For example, we can use a VMware Horizon software, if you know this, but it's a little bit expensive, and for current time there are some problems. There are some problems with feedback from machine because we had some freezes, some problems with the shortcase and etc. And so for current national competition, we choose this type of our infrastructure, like we are putting many AMACs in our control center and all competitors connected to them. Of course, we make some private network, virtual private network for all competitors. They use VPN for connecting these computers because we need to know that nobody can connect to computers. Only computers can connect them. And we use No Machine software. It's free. It's like a remote desktop from Microsoft, but No Machine. It's like a free version of TeamViewer. And competitor use No Machine, and they're connecting to our IMAX in a control center. Maybe it's not very good. Maybe it's very hard to control them because it's real machines. You need to go from one machine to next machine and etc. But we see that I think it's everything okay because our competitors was ready for this because we tried to do same format in the start of our pandemic situation, and we think about it a little bit early than we started make national competition. And for assessment, for our assessment team, we use our professionals, our team, like these one people who sitting in our control center, like here you can see in the video, and there, as you see, controlling everything, controlling some videos from OBS Studio. You can see now the videos from competitors local areas, because our competitors placed not in our control center, they placed in Russia. Yes, they're connecting from other parts of Russia, and so our team is controlling everything from this control center. And of course, this not just a controlling team, it's an assessment team. So our assessment is very objective because just this small team with a 5 person, you don't see now all our team in a video. Maybe they was a little bit busy, but there are 5 people in our control center that control and assess everything. And the next big problem for remote competition for Russia, because if you know, in Russia we have many time zones. For example, now I'm not in this control center, I'm in another city in Russia, and we have a different time zone with my team. For example, this difference about 4 hours. And as you know, city in Russia and the right city in Russia in the map, like Kaliningrad and Vladivostok, there are different between the difference in hours between them about 7 or 9 hours. It's really big. And of course, we need to make competition normal fall, because we don't want that our competitors sitting at night and trying to complete our task. I think it's very bad. And because of that, we need to choose right time for start all competitions. It's a real problem too. And for example, if you was in the skill camps that was in August, you know that we made format like a EM group and PM group. So we divided all our camp in two parts, because we have so many time zones in the world. So I think it's main problem for remote competition. I might. And maybe it's short information for you. I think it was a little bit clear for you, and I think maybe you have a question, and I will happy to answer them.
Thank you very much, Emil, for sharing your experience and for your great contribution. We already discussed on the previous meetings that our experts don't sleep around the clock, because they assess venues, then assess test projects, and they try to make it more comfortable for all the competitors in different time zones, but for them it is not very comfortable. So thank you for your contribution. Dear colleagues, any questions to our expert?
Yeah, about not comfortable situation for a controlling team. They have to be in a skill area from a 6 a.m. and they're going to sleep like at 12 p.m. and etc. So they can't sleep all day, so it's really hard for them. So thank you for them that they do this work, hard work.
So I suppose there are no questions yet, but dear colleagues, if you have them later, please share them in the chat. And if Emil is not with us in this meeting, we will forward these questions to him and he will answer. And we will share with you. I suppose we can go further to our try a skill video. I will ask my colleague Alexandra to share this video with everybody. And our interpreter will help us as well. So we can start.
Hello, everyone. I hope you hear me.
Yeah,
Now we are ready to start, and let's start with the practice and complete 2 modules of the test project. The first module is design and analysis, and the second one is software solution development. So the first stage of design is database development. As a rule, the first stage of development is to import data that already exists in the created table. So first of all, the data must be checked and evaluated in order to get rid of all the possible artifacts. We developed the individual payments accounting system. The system includes multiple users, And just each user can store information about payments that they have made or they are planning to make. So when the data import is completed, we must do a check so that all the initial data is included in the database. The next step is to define the data type so that the data is stored in the appropriate format. And after all the necessary fields are created in the table, you just need to link the tables together so that there are no data contradictions and to ensure the integrity of the newly entered data when we will add it later. And then the database will be ready. We can move on to the second module. This is a development of a software solution for performing operations with payments. The first thing to do is to set a project. You could see it in the screen. And for this purpose, the Microsoft Visual Studio environment and the C# programming language are used. We connect to the data source. Then we connect a framework for secure data transfer and generate a model that corresponds to the one in the database. This is necessary so that the data in the database and in the program are stored in the same form and in the same structure. As you can see, the created model fully corresponds to the structure that was created in the database. I'm sorry, I think I had a connection problem, but now I hope you hear me. So the next step is to develop the visual design of the future application. You must first define the style principles that the user interface will be based on. And in the future, these principles will be replicated on all screens, all screen types, and all screen elements. You can specify how visual controls are displayed, such as buttons, for example, input fields, and various labels. When we finish this preparation and finish with the style design, we start developing the user interface, building controls, and ensuring that the layout is stretchy. It means that regardless of the scale, the window looks organic and convenient to work with. For those controls that the user will interact with, we are supposed to create actions that the program should respond to. Then these actions are added to the program code, and the behavior that should appear is described in the program also. It is supposed that when you start the program, the user will be asked to enter a username and password in order to go to their list of payments. So first of all, you need to check whether the user who is trying to work with the program has access to the data that is stored in the database. One more important stage of work is processing of errors that may occur due to both the user's fault and the program's fault. So it's always necessary to give user the information about what is happening and how the program is supposed to react. After the user has logged in, he or she goes to a window that displays operational data on the payments that they have made or are planning to make. For each functional method, you must write comments that provide additional documentation of the program code. Just the same way we move on to developing the next application window that will display user payments. Here we see the advantages of WPF technology, which allows you to link data from the database to specific user interface elements. So to calculate the amount, we just create a new subclass that implements a fragment of the functionality for calculating the amount, which is calculated as the cost multiplied by the quantity. And after creating a new window, we continue with creation of additional windows that allow us to add and delete payments. After developing the style of the windows, we proceed to creating the functionality that will determine the behavior of the program. Now you can see it happening in the video. The application uses filters by date and by category. Since the application should display payments only for the user who is logged in, we need to add filtering of all database payments by user. Please pay your attention that it's very important to write comments for each functional class and add external source code design, for example, to pass the program to another developer, or leave the code documented to avoid various difficulties and issues. So when performing the delete operation, you must request the user's consent all the time, because such operations cannot always be returned to the initial state. Pay attention to the way windows are displayed. Some windows can be instrumental, some windows can be dialog boxes, and some windows can be modal. Since the add operation is a priority operation, it should be higher in priority than all other windows in the program. And the typical stage of work is the debugging stage. It's just when you can track all possible errors and incorrect behavior of the program and get rid of them. To work with the program, you need to log in, enter your username and password. The logged in users go to the page with their payments. He or she can add a new payment by selecting the category, just quantity, price, and whether or not it was paid. You can see it now. And the window says that the payment was added successfully. And you can also filter by category or by time interval, and also delete the payment. If it is successful and you press yes button, the payment is deleted from both the program and the database. So now we have seen how you can do the modules on analysis and design and the development of software systems in order to create a useful program that performs useful functions for working with data. That is all.
Thank you very much, Angelica. And we have one more video, one more try skill. I will ask my colleague to start the second try skill video.
Hello. Again, we start with the practice, and now the national team member will demonstrate us the creation of a simulator of the simplest life form. So let's get it started. The video is a little bit speeded up because this allows us to demonstrate the working process. So to begin with, we need to prepare the infrastructure. That will require a browser, a developer console, and a specialized code editor. For example, I use WebStorm to work with JavaScript, HTML5, and CSS3. So for the game to work, we need to prepare an HTML file for the game field, a CSS file for styling game objects, and a JavaScript file for creating objects interaction logic. To do this, we need to create layers and set up a drop effect to visualize the process of gluing substances. So for user interaction with the game, We set up the event using a left mouse click on the game field to add a new substance and use the concept of coordinates. Now in your screen, you can just see how it's being done. It's not an easy process, that's why it takes some time before we continue. So when we finish with it, we will understand that our substances are all static, and to make them move, we will add the characteristics of displacement along the axis to the subclass of the substance and include these updates to the game cycle. And when we finish with these all offsets, we will understand that now our substances can go outside of the playing field, and we're not satisfied with that situation. So we will add restrictions for the playing field. And this will also take some time. So now we see that we have a lot of small substances which were not interacting with each other. And we would like to add some kind of interaction, and we add the addition of masses. For that, we need to check the coordinates of all the objects, and in case of collision, we just unite them. One more thing, as soon as the substance reaches the maximum mass, it should be divided into smaller ones. This is including if it's added to the field for the first time. This effect is implemented using JavaScript and CSS animation. This effect actually consists of two stages. The first one is collapse and the second one is division. When doing this, we need just to understand that if we add another substance, it will be added just of the same color that we have already been using before, and we will not be able to distinguish them. So we'll add the possibility of applying a different color from those that we have already been used. You would be able to see how we do that a little bit later. I guess now we can see the thing that I've been talking about before. We're changing the color. And just in general, as you can see, we can change the characteristics of objects in the class models to change the rules of a substance behavior in our program in general. At this stage, we can see a screensaver for the computer, which can be easily transformed into a game by adding the necessary rules for our game. And this work is only one example of the use of game modules, as there are many, many others. So we got acquainted with the stage of development of one of the modules of our test project. And now you can try to do it on your own. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Angelica, for helping us to understand all the process. Dear colleagues, I can see that we have a question to the previous video, but we have some help of our IT software solutions for business expert, and we will be ready to share the answer a bit later in the Telegram chat. If you have any more questions regarding today's meeting, please ask, share your opinion, or maybe share your questions. If you want, you can unmute your microphones and ask with the voice, or you can share them in the chat. Okay, I can see that there are no questions yet. If you have them later, please share by email or in the Telegram chat and we will answer. I want to thank you all for joining this meeting. I believe that it was effective for everyone, and see you tomorrow. We will have one more meeting to another sector of the skills. It will be creative art and fashion sector at the same time via the same link. I want to thank you all again. So see you tomorrow. Bye.